8V3 non-mag ride. This is a question about the new 034 springs that you guys released. Could you go into detail about what was done and how it should handle with a fully stock suspension? Yeah, so this is our standard Dynamic Plus lowering spring type product. I believe, I don't know exactly off the top of my head, but I believe the car is lower by about 2 inches at least. Uh, uh, maybe less, but basically we have a what
0.75.
okay, so we're saying 0.75 on the A3, really? It seemed like it was so much higher than
Yeah, 0.75.
okay. All right. Well, and we have pictures of it
Yeah,
on the
we have
website, so you can see the before and after on our site. But so we lower 0.75 inches. Um, Generally, what we're targeting is a certain fender gap that's uh, it can vary from applications. Obviously, Q7 and SQ5 is going to be different than A4, and some of the S cars are already quite low. So we may err on the lower side for the cars that come lower, vice versa. But we're targeting a certain amount of wheel gap, which is around half inch to 0.75 inch between the top of the tire and the fender. This gives the car much better look, especially when you plus flush the wheels. It's a really nice looking setup. And we increased the stiffness or rates of the springs to improve the handling and to optimize the car's handling with the factory shocks. So the factory springs are typically much softer than the factory shocks will allow, and we're able to remove some of the compromise, which is the super cushy ride, especially in the A class cars like A3s and A4s. The factory goes way soft and cushy, because that's the lowest common denominator. So we remove some of that softness and cushiness while still giving an excellent smooth ride, but it's definitely much more sporty, what you would want in a car that's designed more to handle and go faster on corners. So again, we're optimizing the spring rates and we're lowering the car. On a stock A3 with no other modifications, the car will look lower. It will look much better. And what you'll notice is a firmer ride with much better, flatter, more responsive handling. It's not going to increase your cornering grip a ton, within reason, but the lower center of gravity does give you more cornering ability, and just how the car feels is transformed. I really recommend pairing that with our sway bars and end links. That's going to be a completely transformed car, and then add some wheels and tires with some, I think.
It's ball joints.
Well, you can start messing with camber too,
alignment stuff, yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean the car that we put the springs on, we also put our rear sway bar on, just those two mods, and it just completely transformed the car. But it was still very drivable and smooth and really nice. So, and again, these springs are specifically for the A3 non-mag ride. I think other companies offer one spring for everything type thing, and we're very particular about developing springs for individual applications that need it. So this is the perfect spring for your A3 non-mag ride. It can be used on the street and on the track, and you can combine it with lots of other modifications.